This is P4P Boxing TV. I'm joined by Qais Ashfaq. Qais, how you doing, right?
I'm not bad at you.
Yeah, I'm all good. Thanks for asking. I appreciate you giving your time. Obviously, you're getting ready to train.
Yeah,
Uh,
wrapping up.
yeah. Last time out, you were in a cracker of a fight versus Levi Giles, which ended in a draw. How did you assess your performance on the night?
Fought well. Was a draw, but I think everyone, including the commentators, had me winning. Um, so it was a bit of a disappointing decision in many ways, but it was also. Bear in mind, I've got a new coach now. I'm in the gym now, and I only had 6.5, 7 weeks to train with him.
Yeah.
So it was good to get the rounds with the coach as well. Moving forward, especially with a brand new coach, obviously it takes a bit of time to gel. Even though Rye's been great, right? Because he's been amazing. We gelled straight away. But it was good to get the rounds with Rye, and it was a positive performance to move forward now.
Yeah. What do you think personally you could have done better during the fight?
Truth be told, the only again everyone had me winning the fight anyway, even though it was a draw. Literally, even all the commentators said I won the fight, but there was a headbutt in the first round that was classed as a knockdown, which should never been a knockdown, and that would have won me the fight. But it's the only thing I'd change in even training, for example, is more time. Again, we took the fight at 6, 7 weeks' notice, and we were happy to take it. But I said straight after the fight, with a full camp with me and Ryan together now, me, Ryan, and Mo as well, together training, it's going to be a different story, and we're going to be a force to reckon with, really, in the featherweight and the super featherweight division, we believe.
The fight was a Commonwealth title eliminator. You and Levi were both in agreement that it should have been for a title, and the next one will be, according to Izzy Asif. Are there any specific titles that you want on the line, or has that been decided already at all?
You know what it is? Any title, really. We're not very too fussed about what title, but any title. But it's more of a well, with me right now, truth be told, I'm in a position now where I can really make the weight below. I only took that fight at that weight because of the short notice, 6 weeks, 6, 7 weeks. But for me, title wise, any title, whether it's the Commonwealth, whether Belotti vacates the British, you can get it for that, or anything really. We just believe that the sort of fight that it was, um, especially with Giles just coming off a loss to Belotti for the British, um, it should have been for some sort of title.
Um, have you been given a possible date for the rematch at all?
We haven't, no. Thing with me right now is I'm in the gym because I want to fight before Ramadan. And Ramadan comes up in how long now? It's obviously by the back end of Feb.
Yeah.
So I want to
Um,
fight before. We've been offered a few fights that we said yes to, but nothing's come back. So I'm guessing that means that the fights are happening. But we're happy to take fights. We're not really. We believe in ourselves and we believe in my own ability as well. And we're happy to take fights. But like you say, sometimes, and the hardest part of it is when people know my quality, know how much of a tough ask I'll be to fight, and even when they're with big promoters, they won't take the fights because they're afraid to lose, and that's kind of that's for the past few years. That's put me in a funny position where I've had to take fights last minute, where I've had to say, for example, I've had to kill myself with a weight, and I'm not performing the way I should. But I'm trying to get in a position now where we pick the right fights with the right notice, where obviously I can show my ability and win the fights that I know I can. Because like I say, I've never taken a fight I don't think I can win. But the only thing that's kind of hindered me in many ways is the notice or everything else behind it, and that's been a bit of an issue past couple of years.
yeah. In the main event, we had Danny Quatermaine versus Jack Payson. The fight did get stopped due to a terrible clash of heads.
Yeah.
The fight has to have a rematch as well. How do you see the rematch going?
Um. Truth be told, I'm always going to back Jack just because he's an old mate of mine, or some leads as well. But it's a tough fight. It's one of those fights where it's hard to split. They're very different styles, especially with Jack coming up a couple of weights since his last competitive fight as well. Um, it's a good fight. It's not really too bitter. It's not really a fight that I've been looking too into because the way I function. the plan was I beat Levi Giles. And you fight whoever's next. There was no really me thinking about, oh yeah, I think Danny wins. Or I think Jack wins. I was concentrating on what's in front of me, and that was Levi Giles at the time.
Um, if the rematch does happen between Danny and Jack, would you want the winner between that after the Levi Giles fight?
True. Well, for the titles, why not? Because there's two decent titles in the line: the IBF and the WBO European. So I'd be happy to take the winner of that. And I believe from GBM and Izzy's point of view, that was the plan. What they wanted was the winner of me and Giles to fight the winner of Danny and Jack. So I don't see why that couldn't be made. But I also believe that fights like that can be on the biggest platform for good money as well.
Yeah. Before his fight between Jack Bateson was announced, you were very vocal about fighting him. Do you think Danny Quatermaine avoided you? And if so, why?
100% he did. Because, like you say, I called him out. Everyone's hearing about it. I even went to a press conference, called him on a GBM press conference, called him out there. But they made every excuse in the book, talking about, oh yeah, you've got to be this, you've got to be that. Get on this part of the rankings, then we'll fight you, blah blah. Yeah. Again, I said it at the press conference as well. No offense to Jack Bateson, but from what Danny Quatermaine and his team were talking about, he didn't even fit the criteria. So it made sense to me that they didn't want to fight. But again, like I say, I think they got to. The only reason we went to fight him was because of the titles. That was it for me. I don't dislike Danny or anything like that. Or I was looking at a route to push me to where I want to be. And with him having two titles, that obviously pushes me quite well. So there was no hate towards Danny or anything like that. But it was only the titles that I wanted, and he definitely avoided me. Whether that was him, his team, or whatever, it was clear that they didn't want to fight me.
Yeah. Kez, this is the second day of 2025. Do you have any names that you like to face in 2025?
With me, again, it's just the titles. If I was offered Belotti for the British Commonwealth, I'd take it, no problem. If I was offered Danny, no problem. I'm at a stage now where my coach and my manager know this, that we're looking at titles because that's what pushes me forward. I'm not looking at no silly fights that there's no titles for. That even if I do beat someone, I'm not going to get the right recognition or the right rankings. We're just pushing forward the titles, and if like I say, anyone who has a title, I'm happy to fight. Simple as that, really.
Final thing before I let you go, Kez. Looking back at your 2024, how would you reflect on it?
A lot of lessons learned. In terms, like I said before, there was a couple of instances where I shouldn't have taken a fight due to the weight. It was a big lesson learned because in that sort of a fight, the only thing that lost me the fight was the way I felt and how much the weight killed me. But again, like I said, we moved forward. We learned from that, and that's what we're really trying to get everything right now, and not go into a fight where I'm less than 50%. I want to go into fights where I'm 100%, and that's what we're concentrating on. That's why we're in the gym right now, staying ready, because I want to fight before Ramadan. So if that call comes, we can take it. We're in a good position to take it and win.
Yeah. On that note, Kez, thank you for your time. I look forward to seeing you back out again in the rematch against Levi Giles.
No problem at all. Thank you very much, mate. Take care.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks.